Shortly before the beginning of this century, a small group of Jewish leaders in the West, headed by Rabbi William S. Fredman of Denver, had a vision of a great human service. They dreamed of the time when helpless men, women, and little children, stricken low with tuberculosis, would have a haven to which they could turn in their suffering and sorrow. These dreamers were pioneers in the field of medical social service for the tuberculous poor. They envisioned a great institution operated on highest scientific standards and animated by the warmth of human sympathy and understanding, which, in the true spirit of Jewish philanthropy, would welcome the poor and the sick of all faiths. From this vision came the National Jewish Hospital at Denver. Opened in December 1899 through the sponsorship of the B'nai B'rith, this hospital has given hope and courage, yes, life itself, to thousands of men, women, and children in all parts of this country. I deem it a privilege to be able to serve the National Jewish Hospital, and I am proud and happy that for many years I have been a national vice president and chairman of the New York Committee. Today, I want to show you this world-famous institution, which for almost half a century has been writing a glorious chapter in the history of Jewish and humanitarian achievement in America. Situated in the sun-flooded city of Denver, 1 mile above sea level, at the foot of the Rocky Mountains, the hospital embraces 16 buildings occupying 15 acres. Stately buildings, spacious lawns, beautiful trees and shrubbery give the patients a background of quietness and peace, which is essential in their search for renewed health and strength. They come from crowded cities, from rural hamlets, from homes on which disease and poverty have laid heavy hands. Here they find peace of mind and serenity of soul. Many will stay for several years, for no time limit is imposed on the length of residence of patients, and they remain in the institution until they no longer need hospital care. Here they are relieved of financial worries. Since its opening day, the hospital's motto has been, "None may enter who can pay, none can pay who enter." Under this philosophy of service, 1,000 patients are treated annually in the hospital and its clinics. Patients of all ages suffering from all types of tuberculosis are admitted. Most of them are young men and women standing at the very threshold of life for this dread disease. Every state in the Union is represented among the 25,000 men, women, and children who have entered this, the American Medical Association, the American Society for the Advancement of Science, the American Hospital Association, the National Tuberculosis. These are but a few of the many scientific organizations with which the hospital is affiliated. A resident staff of 8 full-time physicians and 40 nurses, and a consultant staff of 60 physicians and surgeons assure the best scientific standards are always maintained. This staff has at its disposal thoroughly modern equipment. The X-ray and fluoroscope shown here are invaluable in the diagnosis and treatment of tuberculosis. Here we see a patient undergoing pneumothorax, which will put his diseased lung at rest. This hospital does not treat merely the tuberculosis of its patients. Service is available in every branch of medicine, and modern equipment and highly developed technical skills assure the best possible care. Frequently, highly specialized surgery is necessary to save the patient's life. It is readily given without a penny of cost to the patient. The sun shines in Colorado almost every day in the year, and this spacious roof is an important asset in the treatment of certain types of tuberculosis. Meanwhile, cheerful recreation rooms speed these convalescent patients along the road to health. Individualized treatment is the keynote of the hospital service. Private rooms are available for very sick patients. Books from the hospital's extensive library are brought directly to the bedside, and many of these bedridden patients thus take advantage of the hospital's educational facilities. These patients, many of whom have been confined to bed for several years, are now able to go to the main dining room to enjoy the hospital's carefully planned and well-cooked meals to the fullest. The hospital's dietary is strictly kosher, in spite of the fact that no patient pays. Every patient is treated as an honored guest. Sunlit porches adjoining private rooms give these patients a maximum of comfort. Patients who are unable to go to the main dining room are served from 6 special diet kitchens. The vocational therapy and rehabilitation department prepares the patients for the type of economic life they can best follow after discharge. Many need training in new vocations. These aptitude tests determine manual and mechanical abilities. Instruction in leathercraft give these convalescents a gainful and pleasant occupation which they may follow without detriment to their health. Watch repairing is one of the many trades available to the patient. It too provides a profitable and safe vocation. The Vocational Therapy and Rehabilitation Department concerns itself also with patients who are confined to bed and with those suffering special physical handicaps. 2 months before this picture was taken, this young woman was enveloped in darkness. Now, through instruction in Braille, which she has received at the hospital, she is able to read and write. Many patients need primary instruction in English. Others take advantage of their residence in the hospital to further their education. Hospital classes are well attended. Through the Children's Service of the National Jewish Hospital, thousands of tuberculous children have been given the opportunity for the help they could otherwise not have. These little ones suffering from childhood tuberculosis spend most of the day out of doors. Snow has no terrors for them, and the stimulating mountain air of Colorado is the tonic which they need for their enfeebled bodies. Despite their illness, the children of the National Jewish Hospital are carefree and gay. Pure milk, rich cream, fresh eggs, green vegetables, carefully selected foods of all sorts and in abundance comprise the menus throughout the hospital. This cheery dining room is the scene of many children's parties. Little bodies malformed through tuberculosis are made straight through the scientific and loving care of the hospital. The son is an important assistant. The same individualized service given the adult patients is available to the children. The children lose no time from their studies while regaining health. Yesterday, these little ones were gripped by disease and despair. Today, through the National Jewish Hospital, they look forward to a happy, healthy future. The hospital accepts patients in all stages of tuberculosis. While 80% of all adults admitted come as far advanced cases, 73% of all patients discharged leave as either recovered or greatly improved. A highly efficient medical department makes these excellent results possible. Dr. Charles J. Kaufman, the medical director, meets daily with the resident physicians, and individualized treatment is prescribed for each patient. In the realm of pure science, as well as for its service to the patients, the National Jewish Hospital has won international recognition. Its research department, under the direction of Dr. H.J. Corper, has been awarded honors and medals from the American Association for the Advancement of Science, the National Tuberculosis Association, the American Medical Association, and similar scientific bodies. The objective of this department is the development of a preventative of tuberculosis, and its work is recognized as one of the major forces in the battle against the disease. The research department has won particular recognition for the development of a process which tubercle bacilli will grow on an ordinary potato. This has been universally recognized as a speedy and economical method of determining the presence of tuberculosis in animals and in humans, and is in general use in laboratories and hospitals throughout the world. Dr. Corper inspects the potato culture tube and sees with the naked eye billions of tubercle bacilli. Students enrolled in the University of Colorado Medical School receive instruction in tuberculosis here. Now for a glance at the domestic and business departments of the hospital. The main kitchen is a busy and appetizing place. Much of the success in the treatment of the patient depends upon the food which he eats, and the hospital spares no expense to give the patients just what the doctor orders. Milk and cream of the highest quality are a principal item in the diet. It will interest you to know that the hospital spends almost $1,000 a month to provide milk and cream for the patients. Fresh meat and poultry are received daily. The weekly meat bill is $350. Fresh vegetables, eggs, fruit, all are readily available. 1,800 dozen eggs and 7,500 oranges are used each month. A national board of 100 trustees administers the hospital through Mr. Samuel Schaefer, the executive secretary. The annual budget is $350,000 a year. $350,000, almost $1,000 a day, to give them and hundreds like them new life, new hope, renewed courage. This, my friends, is the mission of the National Jewish Hospital at Denver. I ask you to join me in this privileged work, and you will have, as I have, the consciousness of aiding a cause which, under the banner of a Jewish philanthropy, links Jew and Christian in a common bond of fellowship, and which takes little children and young people whose future was dark and foreboding and makes them well and strong. I saw such young people at the National Jewish Hospital. I was proud to be associated with this cause when I saw what it did for them.